Look at how we look at kingdoms. There's a lot of different ways that we look at kingdoms. We're currently in a crazy kingdom. If you have a free-to-play or free-to-play friendly guild, it just stops being fun when the kingdom gets too strong. You have to be shielded all the time. If you drop shield, you're going to face multi-rallies. So even if you've got a good comp, you don't really have much of a chance because you're not going to be taking just one rally. It just gets nasty. So you end up sitting inside a bubble and it's no fun. What's nice is that when you can be in a kingdom that has active enough to have people floating around all over it, but not too much. We can't even find tiles this fest. I mean, I'm talking about level 3s and 4s. That's just insane. So yeah, you want a kingdom that's not dead. A dead kingdom is a place where guilds go to die. And as a guild leader, you don't want your guild to die, right? So you're looking at a healthy membership. We're currently on over 90, so we're feeling quite confident. But there is always attrition. There are always people, deciding, okay, well, this is it, enough of the game. I mean, 4 years in, I often feel that way too. And you have to replace those people. You have to be able to replace members that are getting their leaders lost too often because they're not active enough. I'm sorry, I don't like that. It makes our guild look dumb and it turns us into a leader farm. So those people go, and people that don't do events, especially Guild Fest, they go. So yeah, Tomato is my baby, and as you can see, she did not do Fest. I left the guild with her because naughty girl, she got herself capped because of a disruption to shield routine. So just again, shield routine, make it a routine. It should always be the same time every day. And if you shift that, it becomes very dangerous. And the chances are you can make a mistake, which I did, and that happened. But fortunately not with my main account. Okay, so Tomato's going to go and have a look at kingdoms. One of my members says I should forgive her for not doing Fest. We'll see. So there's Tomato. Everyone's very happy to have her back. She's going to go and check out kingdoms. Meanwhile, we've got a guy who's really worried about Fest. I'm going to get him. So already I'm looking at the newspaper. It's quite busy here, but only the Koreans. I see 4 to 5 war rallies per day. So I'm looking at the kingdom news. Often repeat rallies on single players, though. One guy ate 4 and then gave up, and then they gave up and pardoned. So yeah, we're looking at quite an aggressive guild. They're not scared to lose troops, and they're pretty much on top. I look at the guild's might ranking. We would be 5th in guild might, but then let's have a look how many guilds there are. Oh, only 20. But no, I just had to scroll a little bit. They're 31, and then it gets down to the fake guilds that have only got one guy in. This guy just doesn't know what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I screenshot the player ranking. I screenshot the might ranking for guilds, and I put it in our line app. Somebody's got a nice motorbike. So then I also screenshot the newspaper so people can see what kind of action we can expect to see, how much we need to be careful. Look, obviously you're always going to be careful, but in some kingdoms you can take a few chances because they're reasonably quiet, and if you get rallied, it's only going to be one rally. Of course, I always say if you've got few enough troops, you can hide all your troops. Send them to your members. Don't send them to tiles, for gosh sake. Because people just noceros your tiles, put the castle in there, and then the next thing you did happened to me. Okay, so looking at it there, I identified 3 aggressive guilds, but they don't seem to work together, which is also good. And this guy's still trying to figure out what I'm doing. and then, of course, I've got to have some wag suggesting we go to K666. And actually, you can see there's one really strong guild there. Doesn't really seem to be much going on. 59 billion guild is not super strong. My concern there would be that it's an expensive migrate for the bigger players because they might be high on the kingdom rankings. You don't want your bigger guys to have to sacrifice guild coins or real money to, you know, buy 10 or 20 scrolls, unless they're keen on the idea. And of course, most of them aren't. So yeah, I will check the migration cost on that one. It looks quiet. Quite a high profile number though. And we hate Fest. We really do. So yeah, so that's the process. She's got a couple of migrates. She's going to be hopping around. And she's going to be looking at kingdoms. And she's going to look at how many times she gets attacked if she drops shield and leaves up anti. That's just sort of another little test to see how aggro these guys are. I'm fairly confident that in this kingdom she's going to get a little bit of a bashing if she drops her shield. We're looking at some people with some quite impressive kills there. We're looking at a lot of players in the 1 to 2 billion band, which is what makes this kingdom affordable, because we've got players that are over 1 billion might, and if they're going to be sort of over top 50, it's just going to be a really, really expensive migrate. So yeah, those are the players there. There's some pretty strong players over there. And the guilds we can look at as well. We would rank 5th, and those seem to be the guys that are the danger people. They're probably the ones who are going to have a lot of troops and quite happy to be aggressive and so on. Falls off badly after rank 6. Number of guilds in the kingdom. And of course we have to discount these that are obviously just one player, because they're not really guilds, are they? So, you know, we can start looking round about here at the 1 billion mark. We've got some public guilds. They might even have membership all over the place, not just in that kingdom. Yeah, we can see that there are some people around. And they're rocking the party with just 12 members there. Very cute. So yeah, this is a way to check out kingdoms. I'm inclined to say this one is a little bit quiet. In terms of the number of guilds, it's quite low. It's reasonably aggressive. I'm seeing in the newspaper, yeah, they like to rally, especially this GO. It's a Korean guild. A GO, right? So they're busy boys. They like to fight. They will often repeatedly rally the same player. Here's, I think, 4 rallies on Mad Cow Life. She ate them all, he ate them all, and yeah, there's 2 rallies on Blue Flame. So yeah, they're quite happy to try their luck a couple of times and lose troops. And then we also see there at least 2 other guys, 2 other guilds that are looking like they like to fight a bit. So, but it's not super busy. But what worries me as well is that it's kind of empty. So we're going to keep looking, but that's how to look.